All they have to eat are the foods they can grow. Staying on the land is essential to their survival. But in this part of southern Zambia, women can't inherit property. So the only way a widow can stay on the land is if she is inherited by a male member of her dead husband's family.
Traditionally, what used to happen was, like, for example, my uncle passed away. And then if I have to take over the family together with the wives, then I have to marry, in fact. It was such that it was a marriage. We could even continue with the production of children, if you like. Yes.
Now, AIDS is changing the way people think about this custom. Green Makombwe has decided not to inherit his uncle's widows, nor to take part in sexual cleansing, a practice involving sexual intercourse that is believed to break the bond between a widow and her dead spouse's spirit.
As the situation is like in Zambia, we have this pandemic disease, and everybody now has known the consequences of that disease, such that we are not free. The only far we can go is to assist. But on marrying or taking over the marriage completely, that one is a bit skeptical. We can't go ahead with that one.
While changes like this can help stem transmission of the HIV virus, they can also leave women more vulnerable. In some communities, when a man dies, it's customary for relatives to take what they want, even if that means leaving women and children destitute.
We used to plow from that tree up to the village. When my husband died, all the land was taken away. Some of his relatives came along and said they wanted to plow here, that this was their land and we had to stop using it.
Since we are one family, I don't think there's anything wrong here. We are just sharing. We are not grabbing land. It's just a normal way.
They took many things from us. For example, they took our plow. It was the only one we had. So it's become very difficult because we have nothing else to use. And we have a large family to feed.
Most of the attention in the HIV/AIDS crisis has been on the medical aspects of HIV/AIDS. HIV/AIDS is a disease, and it has always been dealt with as a disease as such. So people are looking at ways of prevention, they're looking at treatment, but very little attention has been paid to all the food security aspects, how people cope with the impact of the disease on their lives.
For a lot of women, coping can mean putting yourself at greater risk of being infected by the HIV virus.
If I find 10 or more men who would like to sleep with me, that is a good day. If I'm unlucky, there will be only one.
Since her parents' death, 19-year-old Macy has worked as a prostitute to support two younger brothers.
If I'm offered enough money, I won't use condoms, because what I need most is the money.
People who have access to food don't need to go out and sell their body to be able to eat. So if women, if widows, if orphans have possibilities of getting food, possibilities of producing their own food, of buying their own food, then they are not in the situation in having to engage in risky behavior just to be able to eat. Food security in itself is a means of prevention.
One way to increase food security is to help people improve their crop yields, in spite of cycles of drought or labour shortages. Harriet Kaluau is a widow with 8 children. 4 years ago, she began using a simple technique known as conservation farming. Now she plants her maize in pits instead of conventional rows. And as a result, she harvests a third more maize, using less costly fertilizers and less water. But techniques like this one are slow to take hold. And as another drought strangles crops in southern Zambia, AIDS households have 1/3 less income to cushion the blow.
The moment you have a drought, it means there's crop failure. So households will be seen selling livestock, goats, chickens, to go and buy the food they needed. But now, because of the increased pressure as a result of HIV/AIDS, most money is needed for health expenses and at times funeral expenses.